Hey folks, it's Aaron Esteban here with Etsy SEO Talk. Today I wanted to talk about the massive Twitter traffic ebook guide that shows you a great way to build up a massive list of Twitter followers and how to drive those Twitter followers over to either your Etsy shop or your Etsy listings. Now, if it's done correctly, then it should increase your overall views and sales on Etsy. But before we get started on these steps, I wanted to point out to you that the overall concept of getting massive traffic from Twitter is actually very easy to understand. The way that it works is the more followers that you have and the more that you keep tweeting on a regular basis, like say, like morning in the afternoon or evenings, the more people will see what it is that you have to offer from your Etsy shop. So now you're probably asking yourself, how and where do I actually get these Twitter followers from? Or actually a better question would be, how and where do I find these highly targeted followers on Twitter? Because making sure that they are highly targeted is very important. Well, let's go ahead and open up this free ebook guide called Massive Twitter Traffic that will show you step by step how to get these Twitter followers and drive massive traffic from Twitter over to your Etsy shop. Okay, so in step 1, let's make sure that you signed up with a Twitter account by using the link provided here on page 1. And we want to make sure that you signed up under your Etsy shop name. That's very important because we want to make sure that you're branding yourself and making yourself more memorable for those followers on Twitter. So make sure that you use your brand name when you create this account. Now, step 2 talks about creating or setting up your profile. When creating your Twitter profile, make sure that you've included these following details. Let's make sure that your logo is your main profile image. Set your Etsy banner as your main Twitter header. The dimension should be 1500 pixels in width and 500 pixels in height as of the recording date of this video. I'm sure that this will be bound to change in the near future, but you can always Google the Twitter header dimensions to stay up to date with the size that it needs to be. Make sure to include your about information. You can just copy and paste the same exact details that you've already added over at your Etsy shop into your about section here on Twitter. And one of the most important parts of your about page on Twitter is to include the link to your Etsy shop. You want to always make sure that people can see the link to your Etsy shop whenever they want to view whatever it is that you have. They can just click that link and go over to your Etsy shop to view your items. So as you can see in the illustration below, we have the main profile image as your logo. We have the Twitter username set as your main Etsy shop name. Your about details is the same as what you have at your Etsy shop. However, Twitter will limit the amount of characters that you'll use to describe what your Twitter page is about. So just make sure to include a short, concise description of your Etsy shop here in this about section. And last but not least, we've included the actual link to your Etsy shop. This will help people to easily find your Etsy shop whenever they take a look at your Twitter profile, okay? So as I've mentioned before, it is very important to include this link. Okay, so let's take a look at step 3. Now, after you've set up your profile page, you'll need to pin one of your best items from your Etsy shop to the top of your Twitter page. You can do this by using the pin tweet option. Pinning your best tweet will help to set a great impression as soon as any visitor comes to visit your Twitter profile. But before we do this, let's take the time to start setting up a few posts here. Let's say 5 to 10 posts for 5 to 10 products from your Etsy shop. And then we'll use the pin tweet option to pin your best product to the top of your main Twitter page. This way, every time someone comes over to your profile, they'll see your best products first pinned at the top of your page. Again, the overall idea is to help immediately give your soon-to-be Twitter followers a great impression of the items that you have available at your shop. Now, it's very important that you set up your tweets and pin first because it wouldn't really make any sense to try to build up your Twitter followers if your profile wasn't already set up prior to them getting to your page. If your page looks empty when they get there, then most likely they're not going to follow you because it looks like you're not really taking your profile seriously. So just make sure that you have your tweets and pin ready to go before we start gathering these highly targeted Etsy buyers, or AKA your Twitter followers. Okay, so now it's time to move on to step number 4, which is to begin following these potential leads on Twitter or the people that would be interested in buying your products. But before we can do this, there's a very crucial step that we must take in order to find these highly targeted prospects. Now, you have to find a leader in your niche or somebody who is already selling the same exact or similar products to what you're selling, and this person must already have a great list of followers who are already following them. This leader wouldn't have a great following unless they have something that these Twitter followers were already naturally attracted to. This will be a strong indication that these same exact Twitter followers who are already following this leader would be interested in what you have to offer from your Etsy shop as well. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's put the logic together. If this leader in your market is selling the same exact items or even similar items, people are following them for this niche or their products, then shouldn't this tell you that these Twitter followers would most likely be interested in the items that you have available at your shop as well? I mean, think about it. Okay, so how do we find these leaders in our niche and start following their followers to get them to start following us back? Well, actually, that's very easy to do. All we have to do is go over to the Twitter search engine, and in this example, I'll type in hemp bracelet and make sure to include the name Etsy in there and click that search button. And the results that come back should be people that are selling hemp bracelets on Etsy. And we just want to look for a person who has a good following. This person here has 2,768 followers. That's okay. But I'll look around a little bit more just to see if there's other people that have maybe even a better following. This one's about the same. Let's look at this girl here. She has 3,944 followers. Same person there. This person doesn't even have a complete profile. That's not good. As you can see, they only have 103 followers. This person here has 32,800 followers. So this person would definitely be a leader. But let's make sure that this person even has an Etsy shop. So what I'll do is go ahead and click here to confirm that. Click on their name. And you can see right off the bat that they do have an Etsy shop. I would then take the time to go over to their shop and see that they're selling similar items or maybe even the same exact items. And if they are, then we can see that they have 32,800 followers. So we would click on these followers here. We would come and look at their followers on their page. And at this point, we would just start following these followers here, just like this, clicking each person. Now, I actually have a bot that can do this. If you guys need a bot, then, I could always send you my bot that I have available. But you could take the time to click these, and I would do about at least 100 to 200 a day. And over time, these people will start following you back. And then next thing you know, you have a lot of followers following you. And they're highly targeted followers. Oh, and one other trick before I continue on that I wanted to show you is that if you don't have the bot to click all these follow buttons for you, you could shrink the screen down by hitting Control and minus sign on a Windows computer. And, okay, well, nothing's happening here. Let me see. Let me try it again. Oh, there we go. Okay, hit Control minus on a Windows computer and you can actually shrink this screen down, and now it's a lot easier to quickly click these buttons right down the list here. But you don't want to click them too quickly because Twitter will be able to detect that you're going a little too fast. They may think that you're a robot. The robot that I have actually has a timer on it, so that way you can change it to make it appear to be more natural to Twitter. So just click these follow buttons just like this. And like I said, do about 100 to about 200 a day. And over time, you'll see that these people start following you back. And when they see your profile, they'll see that you have similar items as the person that is the leader, their leader that they've been following. They'll see what you have available and they will go over to your shop and start buying your items as well. So this is a great way of driving massive traffic from Twitter over to your Etsy shop. Okay, so that's how you do that each day. Just make sure you come in and click these follow buttons here, and you'll see over time that when you log back into Twitter, people are starting to follow you back. And these are your highly targeted prospects who will eventually end up ordering your products on Etsy. Okay, so we pretty much covered page 4, which was how to find the leaders in your niche or your market. And then page 5 was just talking about how to find the followers of these leaders and then to go ahead and follow them. And we pretty much covered both pages already. So let's go ahead and move to page 6, in which number 6 is just talking about doing it daily. So After you found a leader in your Etsy niche, make sure to follow no more than 200 of their followers in a single 24-hour period, because we want to make sure that you don't get blocked or banned possibly by Twitter. And after this, we just want to make sure that we do this daily, or until we have at least 1,000 plus targeted Twitter followers following you back. The more that you have following you, the better, obviously. The more people that you have following you will be able to see your tweets each day that you post new tweets. And this will increase your chances of making more sales on Etsy. You should make this a part of your daily routine to follow targeted people on Twitter to build up your targeted list of Twitter followers and consistently bring in more and more traffic over time. So let's just make sure to keep doing this daily, to keep posting fresh content of your latest products that you have for sale on Etsy. Let's keep following people and getting them engaged with what you have to offer. Okay, so I hope that this video has helped you find a way of generating massive traffic from Twitter. I hope that you increase your sales over on Etsy. I'm pretty sure that this will work as long as you follow it to a T and make sure that you really put the effort into it. So thank you for watching this video, and make sure to like this video. If you want to download the ebook, leave a link in the description and you'll be able to download this ebook. Keep it on your hard drive so that way you know the exact steps and you can always refer back to it whenever you need to look over the steps and have them memorized. Okay, all right, thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe and like this video. Thank you very much.